Welcome, Capricorns. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning into your September reading. It's more like a mid-September reading by now. My apologies, I'm this late. But we're just going to tune in. Mercury is in retrograde together with, like, let's say, almost all the other planets who are also retrograding. I don't know, they have like this whole reverse party up there. And we're feeling it. We're feeling it in our... Just overall, I'm sensing that the disalignment that kind of takes place within our physical bodies and just overall our mental states is that Mars in Gemini that still is, you know, working its way up towards retrograding in October. It's almost like we have this restlessness, we have this inspiration, we have these things you might want to build. You feel it in your some of you might feel it actually in your chest. You're doing the things, but yet nothing really is moving, and that can bring about some anxiety, some restlessness, some feelings, the feeling that you are running out of time, that you are behind, that you're not doing enough. It's like it's just a lot. And it's like at the same time, this is a place to rest, to observe, to take the time to really set a forward movement, like to pave a new pathway. And at the same time, there's this energy that I'm sensing that's literally like, yeah, but I don't have this time, yeah, but I don't want to wait, yeah, but I... So that's a little bit that disalignment that might play out for some of you in anxiousness, anxiety, not being really able to sleep that well. There is ways to deal and cope with this energy, and it's not going to be a long period of time, but it could be intense for a short period of time. That's why I just want to keep it 100, and I am I'm sensing that energy. So it could go from extreme excitement and motivation to passiveness and procrastination. And sometimes it's totally fine to just take your time and rest. But if you're a part of you is not down with taking things just a certain time and enjoying life and just being okay with the slow moving pace, what it feels like sometimes is that it's like an inner battle, and it could get ugly sometimes. Let's just call it what it is. Sometimes especially if you're dealing with being prone towards depression, a lot of times you have the inner voice and it can become a little bit louder. So we just have to keep that in consideration. It's something we can work with. If we are aware and we know, then we can work with that, and we can definitely find ease and inner peace in that situation at the same time. It just will take different measures, and it takes more consciousness about it. All right, let's get some tarot out. Well, that was quick. Let's get some cards out. Here we go. King of Wands. I knew it would show up. It's like, yes, but I have this passion. I know what I want to do. Guys, I got a lot of 10th house energy going on, okay? It's just like, yeah, but I know. Like, I know what I want to do. I'm passionate about it. So the King of Wands is here. Wow, with the Ace of Wands, you got a lot of drive and passion. Beautiful. All right, so it will definitely, and then I told you, that's it. Is that passion? And then the Nine of Swords. Exactly what I was feeling. I love it when the cards back me up in this way. So what I was talking about, first of all, I'm already instantly getting, okay, because that Mars in Gemini energy is your 6th house. Well, for my Capricorn risings, okay? But overall, it's a 6th house activation, meaning that it is in the day-to-day where you can find the keys to make this work. It's taking that one little things each and every day. If you're trying to do a course, don't put it off for like 4 weeks and then expecting yourself to do that entire course in one weekend, and then I'm just gonna put everything off and then we're just gonna do it and push through. That weekend will not feel pleasant. If you, for example, were to spread it out over 4 weeks and just like 3-4 days a week. You take some space apart, you do it. It's no pressure. You got time, it's fine, and you day by day you're investing time and energy into it. That's where the progress really is at, and the payout will definitely be bigger because you will also arrive at that point with like a much more stable mental state and just feeling good about your journey instead of feeling like it's excruciating and intense, and then you arrive and then you can sort of be proud, but at the same time you feel like, you know, you don't even remember when you took your last breath, basically. So, and that's where that anxiousness comes from. So this passion and this 10th house activation is really also at the same time the reason why you're feeling restlessness, if you are experiencing that. But I think in some way, shape or form we're kind of all on that same scale. Let's see what else comes out. What's truly bothering you, Capricorn? King of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. I'm sensing that some of you, not all, but some of you don't allow yourself enough space to begin at the beginning, to start at the beginning and start at the start, and to let yourself be a beginner at something. Even though you might be a King of Wands at other areas of your life, that doesn't mean you can be a Page of Pentacles in others, you know, and that you can reach it there. So even if you have the motivation and the passion of a multi-billionaire having this whole empire with that King of Wands, you got all the motivation or the inspiration for days and that work ethic at the same time, but it starts with being the Page of Pentacles. So that's where it's coming from. I'm sensing that the King of Swords, yeah, you are surrounding yourself with people who are at a certain pace, already, you know, are established, or, you know, you inspire, you level yourself with people like that. But at the same time, there's not enough, how to put that, emotional connection to it, like either to those people, or those people just don't really come from a place of like just love and having just, they are in love, or they're motivated by how much they can reach in the material world, but it's not necessarily the spiritual or the emotional world that is inclined into that. So I'm sensing that you are surrounded by people who show you something and an image that partly, yes, you really are meant to establish yourself as well, and you know this, and you know you can do that, and that would make you happy. But there's something missing when it comes to you connecting to those people. The people you might be inspired by, there's a big part that's missing, and if you would walk the same journey as they would, you are actually ending up in the Nine of Swords because you feel empty or something. You feel like something is missing. Three of Cups is here with the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful with the Two of Wands. Ooh. Let me just quickly grab that. All right, the Nine of Pentacles with the Three of Cups, Two of Wands. Yeah, it indicates a lot more, fruitfulness. You see, when it comes to the Nine of Pentacles, she understands the beauty and the value in all things. Okay, she understands the beauty and value in having peace of mind, of feeling fulfilled on multiple levels, on your, you know, emotional level, on your mental level, and on your physical level, basically, in that world. So you are definitely taking some time to connect with things that matter, yes, also when it comes to work and things like that, but mostly also when it comes to family and reunions and connecting with friends, and also friends that just are your friend on an emotional level. They don't have anything to do with what you're doing on a business front. They just are your friend. They take care of the person within you, you know, the other person. And Two of Wands, yeah, you definitely are multiplying step by step. You're gaining more and more resources and ideas and grounding for the foundation you're laying for that empire to be built up on. So I said this before many times. You see, a lot of times when they're trying to build this whole skyscraper and things like that, or just a high ass building, you just see literally basically hardly anything happening. You just only hear noises, and it seems like it's a hole in the ground, and like 5 weeks later it's still a big hole in the ground, and you're like, okay, so this building, this building is gonna take forever apparently. And then once they have the foundation right, you come back a week and a half later, and all of a sudden half of the building is done. You're like, how does this even happen? It's because the foundation is so important, because from there building it up, it's about the grounding. You know, if you're building a solid house, it's the house. You can change houses, but you can't chase locations of the house. That's their location, and it's built on that foundation. You can never get back to that foundation without breaking the building down. So that's what I'm saying. Foundation is important. And when it comes to the relationship you have with yourself, it's the foundation of all the relationship you build in your life. Okay? So the foundation of the relationship with yourself is the foundation of the relationship with everything else. It's in the relations to everything else as well. Like, you know, your relation to money, your relation to love, to friendship, to community, to just overall everything. That's the foundation. Two of Wands, Queen of Wands, with the Six of Cups. You see, you can work like for 5-6 years on building a good solid foundation with yourself, and healing and doing inner work and understanding your own fears and understanding, you know, where you have walls up and where you should have boundaries. And it's like all of that, like getting to know that, right? And then feeling like, oh, didn't even meet someone yet. You can literally meet someone, fall crazy in love, marry within a year, and have a baby on the way. Okay? It's like literally, it can just happen. But then that's the thing. You can never take away the baby and the things. It's there, okay? And if you don't have a solid foundation to build that family life upon, which is the relationship you know yourself and the knowledge you have about yourself, it probably won't last as long as it can be, right? And as healthy as it could be, and as steady as that situation could be. So anyways, that's just what I wanted to get out with the Queen of Wands. Yeah, much better, because you have now the feminine version of the Queen of Wands. It's much more dangerous than the King of Wands, okay? Much more. The Star with the Ten of Swords, you are definitely what used to work, and I'm putting the King of Swords there, just pushing through. I'm anxious, but I'm pushing through, and it's fine. It's like, but it's your body literally giving you the signs of like, hey, there's something going on. Like, you know, could you just have a look at this? And it's like Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups. You're definitely releasing yourself of old habits and old baggage, what I'm feeling, and you're allowing your emotional guidance to show you where it's next, where it's at. And I'm also seeing that there might have been a false sense of truth, but you felt like if you are following your emotional guidance and things like that, it doesn't bring you somewhere where the other side of you wants to go. But that's not true, and you're figuring that truth out, and you're figuring out how to change that belief system within you, and so you can actually have that kindness and that understanding and compassion toward yourself integrated into a very hard journey that you are definitely ready to walk, and it will be very fulfilling, but on all areas of your well-being, you know. But the Star and the Ten of Swords, it's like you're reversing, you're trading the swords energy for the Star card. So this is walking in fulfillment and in alignment, and not just, you know, by example of others showing you what makes one person happy doesn't necessarily make another person happy, you know. But it's okay to try it out. You need to figure that out for yourself by doing it, by trying it out, but then also be honest and open with yourself and say, listen, this is not it. This is just simply not it. All right? Ooh, sorry, that was loud. You know where you want to go, but sometimes it feels like it's so far away with the Two of Swords. Some of you are trying, yeah, exactly, there it is, told you, 10 of Cups. It's right there. What was I was onto something, one sec. It will come back if it's necessary. Yeah, some of you might actually try to force yourself to want something you really just don't want. And it's like, yeah, but I have two options. No. Yeah, if you want to stay on this pathway, you might have two options. But what if you change the whole game? How many options will come from there? If it's not absolutely what you feel ready for, it probably isn't for you. Just at this time, it just probably isn't for you. And with the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Cups, it's like when it comes to you meeting your person, if you are single and you're not dating anyone serious at this moment in time, I'm sensing what they're showing me is like there is no competition when it comes to your person. You know, there will be no other competition when it comes to the person seeing you, and they will just completely just connect to you in that way, because there's not even a competition, not even an option, right? It's like, that's my person and that's my Capricorn, period. And this is what I need and this is what I want. With the 7 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, you're getting stuff off your chest. You're getting stuff off your chest, and it's very divinely guided. You have 2 aces, and these Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles keep showing up for September readings. 5 of Pentacles with the 6 of Pentacles. Yep. You might want to be in a position. Okay. You might actually want to inspire other people with your story, with your, you know, what you've been through. But you're gonna have to give them everything, and not just part of your story that you feel like you can share and you know you're proud of. You gotta be open, like really completely open yourself up, and there is where you actually help people. So you gotta get comfortable with your own vulnerability. And once again, that's that teaching of compassion. The 3 of Swords and the Death card. Yeah, things are coming to an end, and that's just hard. It's hard to cope with, but you're being guided to actually make that change. But take your time. Once again, it's an energy where we take time to go over things, and we really tune in on how does it make me feel now, and how do I feel like it might make me feel long term, and how did it used to make me feel, and how it makes me feel now. And just really take your time when it comes to things like that. You will find a lot of clarity and find a lot of answers in that. And then when you decide to, now it's time for me to actually walk this new pathway, the swords just disappear, because the swords aren't serving for you. Like, you are an earth sign, and you know, when air comes to the earth, it just gives sense storms and stuff, and we can hardly see really clearly. So yeah, sometimes it helps, but at the same time, you know, just focus on your own emotional well-being, because water nurtures the ground and it makes the ground fruitful. So, you know, that's where it's at. That's where the grounding is at. And the ability to grow. It's following your own emotional water and well-being. Keep that in mind. Keep that in check. So, yeah, it's important, but that's what I got for you guys when it comes to the tarot reading. And I'm gonna pick one more oracle card for you guys. That's a lot, but I'll use them, it's fine. 9 of Spring, beautiful. That's a 9 of Pentacles. The Ego cards coming up, and then you have the 10 of Spring. You worked hard. You literally have 2 cards. It says you've worked hard, and then it says you are working far too hard. They're coming for you, Capricorn. It's not me, I swear. They are just coming for you in this reading. Wasn't even me. And what you've created is impressing and is worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but do not worry, you will get through them, just as you have in the past. It also says you may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that is not true. Be careful not to overly focus on material wealth and break free of negative thinking. Told you I was kind of coming for you, Capricorn. And then it's 10 of Springs. So you're working far too hard and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take time to play and enjoy life. I should have just started with this reading with these cards. I'm sorry, Capricorn, but it's the truth. I know it's hard, but it's the truth. And it's just literally letting you know, like, hey, you are great. And you have all this ability and possibilities and potential, but you don't have to work yourself to death in order to feel proud of what you've built. You know, you can do both. You can and have an emotional well-being in check and feel good and get fulfillment from it, and material, yes, but also emotional and spiritually, and still have a life and still enjoy company of other people. It's like finding the balance, because your body will let you know, but it takes a lot of signs from your body for you to say, okay, I will take it slower, I will take it, I will take it easier. So I'm just gonna lay that in the middle. You, of course, are in charge of your own life and what you want to do. This is just an advice, all right? I love you so much, Capricorn. You guys are amazing souls and beings, and you got this, okay? One thing at a time, and you will get there. Bye, Cap. I love you. Bye.